The tariff fight, Trump versus China, a big money battle. The fight begins. Hey everyone, welcome to the biggest money fight of our time. On one side, we've got Donald Trump, the loud, tough guy who's back running the US and ready to shake things up. On the other side, there's China, led by Xi Jinping, a smart leader who's always planning ahead. What's at stake? Tons of money, the stuff we buy every day, and how the world does business. This isn't just about taxes on goods, it's a huge clash and things are heating up. But how did this start? Why are these two big players arguing over something boring like tariffs? Get ready, because this story's got surprises and excitement like a big movie. Let's go back and see how it all kicked off. It's 2016. Donald Trump jumps into the race for president like a storm. He's loud and says America's getting cheated by China. He talks about the trade gap. Billions of dollars leaving the US and going to China every year. They're taking our jobs, he yells. They're playing dirty, messing with money rules, stealing ideas, you name it. Trump wins the election, and by 2018, he's doing what he promised. He puts taxes called tariffs on $50 billion of Chinese stuff like steel, aluminum, and tech. Boom, China hits back with tariffs on US things like soybeans, cars, and pork. It's a fight, blow for blow, and everyone's watching. For Trump, it's not just rules, it's personal. He wants to fix trade like a sheriff cleaning up a messy town. China, they're not backing down. Now it's 2025. Trump's back in charge, and he's not messing around. On February 1st, he puts a 10% tariff on everything from China, saying it's because of a drug called fentanyl. China fights back with 15% tariffs on US goods. Then on April 2nd, Trump adds 34% more, making it 54% total. China jumps to 84%, and by April 9th, Trump's talking about 125%. It's like a giant wave of tariffs hitting everywhere. Why tariffs? They're taxes on stuff coming into a country. Trump uses them to make Chinese goods cost more, help US businesses, and push China to talk. But China sees it as a bully move, a challenge to their power. This isn't just about cash, it's about who's boss in the world today. How it got messy, the backstory. Let's dig deeper. This didn't just start in 2018 or 2025, it's been building for years. Back in the 1990s, the US saw it. Hey China, join the World Trade Club. They let China into the World Trade Organization in 2001. The idea was to get China in on global business and maybe make them more open. Guess what? That last part didn't work out. Instead, China turned into the world's big factory. Cheap workers and huge production, they made everything, from phones to socks, and sent it to the US. American companies were happy, cheaper stuff, more money, but there was a problem. Jobs disappeared from places like Ohio and Michigan. The trade gap grew huge, some say $1.2 trillion by 2024. China wasn't just playing, they were changing the game. Trump was right about some things. China did tricky stuff like helping their businesses with money, making US companies share tech and keeping their money weak to sell more. But here's the twist, the US let it slide for years, wanting cheap goods and big profits. When Trump became president, the problem was too big to ignore, so he decided to break it apart. Now it's 2025. Trump's back and fired up. He's using a special law for emergencies to slap on tariffs, saying China's letting drug chemicals sneak in. Some say that's a weak excuse, but Trump doesn't care. He's got power, a goal, and his Truth Social account to get people excited. China's not scared, though. Xi Jinping has a plan called Made in China 2025 to rule high-tech stuff. Tariffs. They say, go ahead. They've been making friends with Europe, Africa, and Asia for years. They think they can wait Trump out. The fallout, what's happening now? Let's talk about what's going wrong. This tariff fight isn't just between two countries, it's messing up everything. First, US shoppers, that $20 toaster at Walmart. Now it's $30. Cars, phones, clothes, everything's more expensive. Experts say these tariffs might cost US families $1,900 in 2025. Prices are going up fast. Businesses are in a panic. They rely on China to make things, and now that's falling apart. Big names like Apple, Nike, and Tesla saw their stocks drop after Trump's April 2nd news. The stock market fell 1,000 points in one day, and it's been up and down since. Companies want to to move to places like Vietnam or Mexico, but that's slow and they're running out of time. It's hitting the whole world too. Canada and Mexico got 25% tariffs because of drugs and border stuff. They're fighting back. Canada's ditching US wine. Mexico's looking at US beef. Europe's stuck in the middle with 20% tariffs. Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, everyone's hurting. Markets are losing trillions since April. Some say there's a 60% chance of a big slowdown by the end of 2025. Oh, China's feeling it too. They send $500 billion of stuff to the US every year, and that's dropping. Factories are slowing, people are losing jobs. But China's clever. They're spending more at home, supporting their markets, and hitting US farmers and tech. Iowa soybean growers, they're in trouble. China's playing smart, hoping Trump's mess blows up in his face, and the politics. Wow. Friends like Canada and Europe are mad. Canada's leader even joked about takeover worries, and Europe's begging for talks. China's getting closer to Russia and poorer countries. This isn't just trade, it's a big power change, and cracks are showing. What's next? The future. So, what happens now? It's hard to guess. One possibility. Trump wins, he keeps adding tariffs, maybe 125% on China by May. China gives up, makes a deal about drugs and trade. Trump says America's #1. Factories grow, jobs come back, but stuff costs more. Friends are upset, and the world trusts the US less. Second possibility. China waits it out, she stays tough, takes the hit, and holds on. Trump's fans love it, but businesses hate it, people can't afford stuff, and elections are coming in 2026, Congress might step in and stop him. China comes out okay, starting a new trade group without the US. Bye-bye, old world trade. Third possibility. A surprise! On April 9th, Trump hints at pausing tariffs for 90 days except China. Markets jump, stocks up 7% in a day. Talks start. Japan's in the US. Vietnam's asking for help. Maybe it's a trick, maybe it's real. But China keeps going with 125% tariffs. It could calm down or get messy. The risks are huge. Experts say US growth might drop to 1.7% in 2025. China's could fall to 4.1% by 2027. A big trade war might cut world trade by 30%. People are worried about a slowdown, and the US dollar's top spot. It's shaky. Here's the thing, neither wants to look weak. Trump loves tariffs, he calls them great. She wants to keep China strong. They're staring each other down, and the world's waiting. Will they make a deal or keep fighting? One thing's clear, it's not done yet. Right now, the tariff war's still on. Trump's posting threats online. China says they'll fight to the end. Markets are bouncing, people are worried, and leaders are picking teams. This isn't just a little argument, it's a war for the world's money future. Will it end happy, sad, or even? Keep watching, because the story's not finished, and no one knows what's next. Thanks for sticking with us on this crazy ride. The tariff fight, Trump versus China. Who do you think wins?